I've released 183 episodes of my podcast, Life and Lessons. I first hit record and published an episode 1,552 days ago. And in that time, I've shared some of the most intimate moments of my life on microphone. I've had the chance to speak to some of my idols, and I've accidentally documented the process of growing up and learning out loud during my 20s. Now, that sounds a lot like the beginning of a video where I tell you I'm quitting, but it's not that. I'm here to tell you that I'm doubling down. There is a need right now, more than ever, in the self-improvement podcasting space for useful, actionable ideas. No clickbait trailers, no questionable so-called experts, no hype, no hyperbole, just genuinely useful ideas that get you thinking and help you improve your own life. Because at the end of the day, podcasting should be about you. It should be about the listener and what you take away from the podcast. That's the entire reason why I fell in love with podcasting in the first place. It's the entire reason why I was compelled almost 5 years ago to begin my own podcast. And so as I look out into the landscape of self-improvement podcasts today, much of what I loved about it back then still exists. Podcasts like Modern Wisdom remain my favorite. They remain very useful, but there's a lot of noise out there, and there's a lot that isn't really useful and, in my opinion, doesn't really put the listener first. And so that's why I'm doing something different. Beginning from tomorrow, Monday, the 4th of March, my podcast, Life and Lessons, is going daily. I'm going to launch a series called Little Lessons. Every single weekday morning, I'm going to be hitting publish on one very short, very simple lesson. A lesson that at some point in my 20s, I wish I knew sooner. And the idea of these little lessons is to get you thinking. Some of them will pass you by or won't be relevant, but others will arrive in your life at just the right moment and help you change your life for the better. At least that's exactly what every single one of these lessons has done for me at some point over the past 5 years. Now, for the OG listeners amongst us, the normal podcast that you probably know me for will remain. On the occasional Sunday, I'll drop a full-length solo episode or a guest conversation. So that piece of the puzzle is remaining, but I want to lean into these short daily episodes that you can make part of your schedule, you can make part of your commute or your time in the gym, or that little moment in the morning between waking up and actually getting out of bed, to plant an interesting idea in your mind, to give you a short, actionable lesson that you can take away and you can implement into your life. This isn't about other people's opinions. This isn't about hyperbole and hype and all that is wrong with the space right now. This is about you. So much of what has happened in the self-improvement podcasting space over recent years feels a lot to me like a race to the bottom, limbic hijacking to make you want to click, to make you want to watch, to make you want to listen, to make you want to comment. And for some people, those things are important. But the reason that podcasts encouraged me to change and improve my life so much is because the podcasts which give you ideas to think about and give you really quick and easy tools to implement into your life are the ones which have the greatest impact. And it would be a shame to lose that. And so these very short, very simple daily podcast episodes are my attempt at a counter movement to that. Still listen to your hour-long podcast, still click on the ones with the exciting trailers, but in amongst all of that, it's my hope that these little lessons, the 2 or 3 minutes a day that you might give up to consider the ideas that I want to share, will actually improve your life. They will actually give you the ideas and the tools and the thoughts that you can bring forward to improve your life. And so that's it. That's the big announcement. I'm genuinely very, very excited for you to begin listening to these little lessons. I've just listened back to some on my laptop 10 minutes before hitting record on this, And if I'm allowed to say this, I think they're really good. It's absolutely something I would listen to. So I would love you to check a couple of them out. And if you enjoy it, consider subscribing. There's going to be links to Spotify and Apple Podcasts underneath this video. These episodes won't exist on YouTube. They are podcast platform only. So if you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Podcatcher or whatever other app you use, head over there, search for Life and Lessons, click subscribe, and from tomorrow morning onwards, you will hear these little lessons. Also, if you're wondering, there never is anything in these cups that I use. It's just an easier way to look comfortable on camera. So the fact that you got to the end of this video means that you get to discover that the mugs I hold in my videos are empty. See you tomorrow, Monday, 4th of March. Little lessons, life and lessons. Let's go.